Now we get underway with our next senior road tax heat. It is senior road tax groups A versus B. Here is your starting grid. 32 drivers in all, and on pole position it will be Wales's Matthew Higgins in the 364. Lewis Gilbert, the pride of Scotland from Dalryan Ayrshire, in the 316 will be alongside on the front row. Then it will be Kai Hunter and Vic Stevens, row 2. Mark Kimmer and Paul Forquevin, row 3. Austin Lee and Ethan Jeff Hall, row 4. Jaden Teen and Tommy van der Stroys ran out the top 10. Taze Dams and Joris Schoens, row 6. Adam Valster, Maxime Bouvier, row 7. Ralph van der Paven and Fahim Mega, row 8. Stain Scholten and Axel Goes, row 9. Puck Gubbles and Devian Ross complete the top 20. Rounding out the 32 strong, it's Zach Scowler, Anton Morsing, Enzo van den Diggerberg. Then we've got Kasbos House, Robbie Stodder, Bram Ostavada. Then we've got Gwendal Gosmat, Siem van Vliet, Rafael Jesus, Spencer, Jake Bezelbecker, and Spencer Brom. Looks like Mitch Haynett is showing up as a non-starter. Looks like Bram Ostavada is going to start from the dummy grid because there was one Tony kart that was being pulled to the side off of the dummy grid. So that might have been Bram Ostavada on that particular occasion. So unfortunately for those Red Actions fans out there, your boy's got a bit more work to do this time around. Revs rise, and this time the lights go out the first occasion. Higgins leads the field into turn number 1 as it's 2, 3 abreast on the run through into the next right-hander here at turn number 2. And they are definitely getting the elbows out. So is Mark Kimber, who looks to already be up into second place ahead of Kai Hunter as they make their way through. Oh, side by side at its finest at full speed. Absolutely brilliant there from Sunderland's finest in the 335 from the Republic of Tyne and Weir. Well done to that man there, putting a number on Mark Kimber. And there is the 316 of Lewis Gilbert making his way through upper position. That was very, very neatly done. Also, funnily enough, I actually went on my way to, well, in my travels earlier on this week, I actually saw, well, as I say that, I'll come to my point in a second, but Mark Kimber sends it back up the inside and returns the favour to Kai Hunter on that particular occasion and now retakes P2. Gilbert is now closing, so is Austin Lee in the number 372, based out of Weisendorf. Family originally from Portland, Oregon in the United States. So still runs with the stars and stripes like he always has done on his side pods. So Vic Stevens, who I'm just about to mention again, and as long as none of these rambunctious lot decide to steal my thunder whilst I'm making a point. Funny enough, I went past a particular type of lorry that had Vic Stevens' cart emblazoned all over it. And when I got told, oh yeah, Dams Racing, I said, karting always seems to follow me. And I said, yeah, I know that number, Vic Stevens. Can't remember what type of lorry it was on, or heavy commercial vehicle. Now the favours return again. Hunter gets the slipstream on Kimber. Gilbert waiting in the wings. He's got the ringside seat as the Scotsman. Austin Lee still keeping pace. There is a battle royale happening behind, and that is being led by Vic Stevens. Jaden Teen looks to be in the mix in that one as well, along with Paul Forquemin, who's got Ethan Jeff Hall to his outside. Oh my goodness me. Talk about a moment as we've had a couple of carts off the circuit. Ethan Jeff Hall pulls an outside manoeuvre from absolutely nowhere. And on all people, you do that on the most experienced senior Rotax driver in the field, Francis Paul Forquemin. Oh, we've got a race on our hands, folks. And now it's closing up at the front. Kimber back up the inside of Hunter through turn 1 with a full rate of speed. And it's nearly 3 wide coming out of the corner as well, a little bit further back. And there's a bit of pushing and shoving. This could get a bit hairy here, folks. Jaden Thien makes his way up a couple of positions. Oh, they are, you know what? I am so glad I am not stuck in that train right now, because Vic Stevens is leading it. Everyone is concertinaing behind. There's not enough room, let alone enough room to swing a cat. It's now Kimper up the inside of Higgins to now take the race lead. Austin Lee sends it up the inside of Kai Hunter to battle for 3rd position. And Lewis Gilbert again is still waiting. But here comes Vic Stevens. Here comes Jaden Teen in new colours this weekend. Running in the JJ Racing colours, and here goes Austin Lee. He looks for the move up the inside of Kai Hunter, but he can't get it through. He can't get past. What on earth have these youngsters, this lot had their ready Breckle, their Weetabix this morning? I'm about to have a coronary at this rate. As big off through turn 3, 1 kart in the air, and that was the 321 of Des Dames. All 4 wheels up into the air, and he was lucky to keep it out of the barriers. Very, very lucky indeed. That was Adam Valster that came into contact with the 321. Oh, dearie me. That just goes to show how close the margins are when you are looking for a move. You are millimetres away from either contacting the sidewall of the tyre, rubbing a side pod, as now the lead will change. Higgins now takes the lead back off of Mark Kimber. Kai Hunter is now looking for his opportunity to strike whilst the iron is hot. And now he looks for the move up the inside. Through turn 3 goes Kai Hunter on Mark Kimber for P2. And on the outside curve, the outside runoff area coming out of turn number 3, Ethan Jeff Hall just kicked up a lot of water from the outside curbing, which has the little sort of like divots in it, and it holds that water. Coming up to 1 minute and 20 still to go. Lead battle has been nip and tuck. Fastest lap of the race so far, Ethan Jeff Hall, 56.801. Now the lead changes again. It's one Dan Hot DHR kart past another as Kai Hunter gets past Matthew Higgins. Austin Lee in 4th position. He's being followed by Jaden Thien. Then we've got Lewis Gilbert, Ethan Jeff Hall, and Vic Stevens. They were covered by just under 2.2 seconds. After lap number 6, we're on to 40 seconds, plus an additional lap still to go. I think they have had more lead changes than I have had hot Sunday roast dinners over the past 3 years. And there goes Jaden Thien. Got up the inside of Austin Lee. That opened the door for Lewis Gilbert. And Gilbert just said to Jaden Thien, come on, man, just push. And now there's Ethan Jeff Hall up the inside of Austin Lee, his teammates at Strawberry Racing. 2 more laps to go. Hunter now up into P2 past Higgins. And now Vic Stevens up the inside of Austin Lee. Millimetre perfect from the Dams Racing team driver in the 3.69. That was perfect precision. It was poetry in motion from Vic Stevens. Timer has now expired. We have about a lap and a half to go. Some more battling up and down the order. Enzo van den Dickenberg battling away with one of the Dams Racing carts. There's the lead train, and I mean that sincerely. The lead train, look how many carts we've got that could be the race victor after one more lap. But at the moment, it is the Republic of Tyne and Weir's finest, Kai Hunter in the 3-3-5 that sees the board first. Now, who is going to win? Kimber did not go for the move on Hunter. He had to defend against Higgins, who looks up the inside, sticks his nose out, and then Jaden Thien muscles his way past up into P3, goes to 3.80. And now Ethan Jeff Hall's looking for the inside run into turn 4 on Lewis Gilbert, but he runs wide. He runs wide. Vic Stevens gets through, and Austin Lee was carrying a significant amount of speed. 8 drivers fighting for the race victory. Sean Butcher had an easy job of it, but whoever wins this one, they've definitely worked and earned it. Over into the final right-hander. It's going to be a run to the line more than likely. Kimber is less than a cart length behind Kai Hunter. As they come out of the final corner, it's Hunter that wins by next to nothing. 0.2 of a second. The victory goes to Kai Hunter. Mark Kimber, Jaden Thien round out the top 3. Matthew Higgins, Lewis Gilbert, Vic Stevens, Austin Lee, Ethan Jeff Hall, Paul Forquemin, Robbie Stodder complete the top 10. Tommy van der Sloys, 11th. Out of Devian Horst, Anton Morsing, Ralph van der Pevert, Maxence Bouvier completing the top 15. Then it's Zach Scowler, Spencer Brougham, Jori Schoens, Enzo van den Dingenberg, and Farin Mega rounding out the top 20. Adam Valster, Bram Ossevada starting from the dummy grid, finished 21st and 22nd respectively. Rafael Jesus, Gwendol Gosma, Thijs Dam, Goma. Then we got Thijs Dam, Steen Scholten, Jake Bezelbeck, Sian Van Vliet, Puck Gubbles being the last of the runners and riders that completed all 9 laps. Axel goes retiring on lap 5, and Casbos House rounding out the retirees on lap 4, and Mitch Haynert, a non-starter in the 3.05.